Hello everybody, my name is Zelenator and welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld episode 419. Here we are, diggy hole, because we're working on this stuff, and I may or may not remember exactly where I am. I can hop out of here. No, I cannot hop out of there. Unless if I were to follow the tunnel, take it all the way to exit point, because I don't remember what coordinates I had to get to. I don't remember if I wrote them all down. If I did not write them down. I forgot there's not an exit here. Alright, so there is an exit. That's not true. There's going to be an exit. I guess I'll put the door here. Oh, hold up. Never mind. We're gonna put it here. There we go. This has become the exit. We're gonna leave that door there for now. It's probably gonna be useful in the future. Howdy. When did I restart the Polyworld? I didn't restart. I kept going. Buddy, this series has been going on for, I should say this part of the series has been going on since, like, August or September. I think it was September. Oh, it's only been a casual, 8 months. Alright, so, I'm looking for... Boop. Howdy and welcome back. Isn't it funny how I was just talking about you, I think it was Monday, saying you don't watch anymore? Alright, so those are done. These are not done. So if the tunnel is here, this one has to go all the way up until this block. Let me whip out my notepad. Well, you're a little late because the UMP Part 4 is going to end in about 3 months or so. August, I believe. Alright, so this is 488, 588. That should be easy to remember. So that's the corner block. This one's 488, 591. Howdy Hunter, today's a regular Wednesday. And then this is 485, 591. I'll get to those. Oh, you know what, here. This one's 485, 599. What happened Tuesday? Real life stuff. This one's 479, 596. I also need to catch up because I should say, I have time to spend to catch up to make sure that when we start in June, Monday ends on a episode divisible by 5 plus 1. I don't have a staircase in there anymore. Where's my access point? Alright, I need to be at... Oh, wait, hold on, I remember how to get into the tunnel. Nope, hasn't seen in years. I think I said not too long ago. That's not true. I didn't say on here. I was on the Council of Farlanders Discord server, and I said not too long ago. Because we were looking back at my arrival stream for the Nether Farlands. And I made the comment saying, look at all those people who don't watch anymore. And why is this still flooded? I don't have the dirt to fix it right now. I only have one block. Alright, so I'm looking for... Oh, that's why I fell down there. I guess I'll just boop. Never to be seen again. So 488, 588, that's this block right here. You say it was, does that mean y'all don't talk anymore either? So then this one is an error that I'm just going to cover that up. Alright, so 591 is right here. There's one lamp. And so then I have to... Oops. I was just here. Alright, let's think about this. I wonder if... What if I should just bring this down real fast? This is kind of in the way. It needs to be lower so that way I don't cross over it. Alright, so block there, repeater, keep that signal going. I don't even remember what this goes off to. It's been so long since I've seen Lucky Star, I don't know what I could comment on. So I have to go 485. Well, that's not very helpful because that's right here. Stepping on redstone and breaking it would be absolutely terrible. I don't know why Notch thought that was a good idea to begin with. But hey, we have currently, for sure in existence, one version where it's like that. Thankfully, that's the only time we have to deal with that. Oh, not stepping, falling on it? Same thing, that'd both be annoying. Gotta think about the larger picture. It's like farmland. Stepping on farmland breaking it was always annoying, except that one lasted for far longer. Alright, so then this goes from 485, 591 to 485, 599. Of course. Of course there's still more stuff in the way. At least these can share light sources. So there's 591, and then the one I think I was missing was 596. So that's right here. And then we're just gonna go up a little bit, and then go across. Oh wait, hold on. That's this block right here. Of course it's still blacklisted. I never forgot about all the things you've said in the past. Alright, so with that one there, I'll have to put the cobblestone underneath all of these. How many lamps are there? 4 of them? Alright, so 4 cobble, 4 torches. Oh wait, hold on, I have the dirt now to fix this. See you later, water. Is your own version of a Lucky Block figured out that you learned how to use a randomness factor? Now why is there water over here? Where did this come from? Did I never fill this in? Guess not. Moved out as in you moved out in the real world? I feel like people just generally say I moved. Moved out implies moved out from context. Moved out from previous context, of which there is none. There you go. Got your own place. You moved out from the other folks you were living with. Alright, are we done with the lamps? Oh no, I forgot one. Oops. Oopsies. Alright, so this one... Let me clean my previous written down coordinates. This is 485, 608. 481, 608. Alright, so hopefully I don't run into any of the space down there. Alright, I think we're all good. I'll get my own place eventually. Alright, I think that was this tunnel. Starting to become very complicated with the system I have down here. But equally so, it's still linear. So 608 is... Oh wait, hold on, where is 481? Alright, I need to be at 485, 608. Or I could just ignore all that and go straight here. Aha, there it is. Okay. So it looks like I was slightly off. This is 608 right here. We're just gonna dig out. Peekaboo, I see you. And I was correct. We're right at the edge here. There we go. I'll figure out all the redstone shenanigans later. But I guess that means now I have 2 access points. And boop. Alright, so the last step, because now all these torches, or I should say all the lamps have been properly placed down. Let's fill that in. The last thing I have to do is figure out how to get the wire high enough for each of these to run. There is nothing held for review. YouTube hasn't held a comment for review in so long. YouTube just says, I'm not going to send it anymore. I don't know if that's something I changed in settings or if that's something for YouTube itself, but I haven't seen a comment held for review in years. A year and a half, 2 years, maybe 3. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get the thingy up here to each of these in a very small space. You know, hold on, all this dirt's bothering me. Let me clean out my inventory of all these mob drops I don't want, and then come back with more dirt, since I kind of done goofed. Maybe I should have kept more of that dirt when I was putting it away. I'm realizing I've been low on dirt for a while now. At the same time, I kind of forgot about the flooded tunnel. Hold up! Why is there a block missing? How did this fall? Are you gonna tell me an Enderman was walking around in here, stole the dirt, and made this gravel fall? What a story. What are the chances? Chances reach 100% the longer any with the amount of time that passes when it comes to event possibilities. Anyways, not important. 6 terabytes is pretty decent. Anything that can happen will happen. Yeah, I didn't know this can happen though, because I didn't think there was a cave here. If I ever saw this cave, I never bothered doing anything with it. I'm halfway tempted just to leave that gravel, but I know if I leave that gravel there... Wait, I don't even have the dirt to fix it. Hold on. You know what I could do, if I really so desired? I could do something different. Hold on. I'm gonna have to get out of here first in a safe area. This happened recently because I'm pretty sure I would have noticed the missing gravel. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this happened recently. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna place down that redstone torch. Y'all know me in odd numbers. And then we're gonna take that one gravel. And now that missing dirt will forever be commemorated. But now, because it's all nice and bright down there, it's not gonna happen again. What was the name of the show involving Milo's Murphy? Was it just called Murphy's Law? Huzzah! They're supposed to be coming out. I should say it was intended as like a replacement for Phineas and Ferb, right? And then it never got there. Never got there, I should say. By that point, I wasn't watching TV. I remember seeing. I should say I remember hearing stuff about it. I need not the mob drops. Oopsies. Thinking back, I totally should have prepared one Zombie Flesh chest early on, but I was focused on the feathers. My mistake. Of course, I was also thinking, you know, one warehouse will be fine. That was another mistake. Alright, so that's all good. I don't know why I have 2 iron bars. Where do these come from? I'll take the slime balls. Maybe it was from all the zombies I killed. Do I still have carrots on me? I remember picking up carrots. Maybe not. I didn't think of building more warehouses. I thought this one was going to be large enough. Look at this. What a big size this is when it comes down to just storage. And then it turns out, oh no, Minecraft is on such a different scale. Oh well. Alright, so we are now looking at dirt. Because I keep talking about how much dirt I don't have. I do have it, it's just way over here. Alright, back to work. I don't think there will be a next time. I have to live with my design choices. I was considering back and forth whether or not when 1.18 rolls around to start a brand new settlement and have that be my primary location way out in the distance. But I don't feel satisfied enough with the bowl. There's still a lot of empty space back here. Therefore, I'm going to keep spending that travel time. Who's this next time for then, if it's not for me? I really hope Nerve Headquarters is not going to be doomed for never being completed. In relation to that, because I remembered, at long last, I was gifted 3.0 plus 1.11 on 4K and Blu-ray. Special edition, I think. I don't think it's the regular release. Anyways, that one sparked joy because at last I own the entire Evangelion franchise. Hooray. I feel like though at one point in the future the rebuilds are gonna have a box set because the first three rebuild films, those were released by Funimation, had their own Funimation dubs. When the fourth film came out, all 4 of them were dubbed in English by a new studio. The first 3 were all redubbed, and so unfortunately, I do not have that. Alas, one thing at a time. Own the franchise. I should have said I own the franchise on Blu-ray. And this is the only 4K release for that. 3.333 was released in Japan on 4K. And to my knowledge, we never got a 3.333 here in America. Alright, I'm looking around to see if there's any more lamps I missed. I wonder if I'm going to have to put one over here. Yeah, this is rather dark. Alright, so 6 blocks. This can work. Alright, so I'll put one there. I'll need to see how bright this gets. Because I saw some light level of 6s around here. Okay, there's 8. I might put another lamp around here or so. Alright, this one's 7. I'll put it there. Nah, I'll feel better if it was here. Hello, cave. Alright, I'll take this back. Then I think we'll be all set. Is there anything else? This is kind of dark over here, but I plan on having a different lighting system. But you know what I could do if I wanted? I wonder if I could put one at each of the 4 corners. Let's see how that looks. Hold on, let me just verify this doesn't work right. Nope, because the torch, or I should say the power only goes up and sideways, not down. Oh, right around here is the light level 7. I'll have to do something about that. And then I'll deal with the lighting on this side. This is going to branch off of this pathway over here. Which, thinking of, maybe I should continue this now. Hold on, was it 9 plus 1? Yes, 9 blocks between. Boop. Eventually I'll put lights along the whole path, but I might keep it there. Might have to do this side though. Block, block. You know, while we're here, might as well take care of all this as well. Alright, there we go. Alright, this will make me feel just a little bit better about myself. And then now, I'm gonna need front door lights. Oops. Or, maybe I won't. Because if I need lights over here... Alright, yeah, one thing at a time, we'll start off in this direction. So thankfully, all of this is on one singular row. But I think I've already dealt with that. Alright, anyways, this one is... You know, so much for figuring out the redstone down there. Oh wait, hold up. It would probably be wise to start off in this area, then work my way up. Or start with the easy stuff, since it's all on the same axis point. So then this one goes all the way to 467. So that's one axis. And then the other axis, well, I guess it's the same axis, it's just a different value. This one's 467, 592. Because I want to say I have a tunnel running right along here. Alright, so what are these? These are my crocs. And then 590. Alright, there we go. Are there any blocks that spawn exclusively in the bastion, or is the bastion made out of blocks that are craftable? I went the wrong way. My tunnel's over here. Basalt spawns in basalt deltas. I'd still have to find that biome, but that's much easier to find than the Bastion. I don't know what the Bastions are comprised of. Aren't they made out of blackstone? Pretty sure blackstone's found in basalt deltas as well. Alright, where do I have to go? So I needed 455, 586. Is this block right here? And then I needed... Oh wait, they are all on this row. I didn't keep track of how many in between. Oops. Because then it goes all the way to 486. 486, 580. Oopsies, hello. 486, 586 is right there. I'm gonna have to fill that in though. Performance has been alright within the pre-releases so far. I'm gonna continue to hope that they further improve things by the time. Hello. Did I do this wrong? Oops, we're at 486, 586. I was supposed to be at 484. I think. Nope. Alright, I did something wrong in my calculations. We're gonna set that back. 484, 588. There's the lamp. At least one of them. I haven't opened up Steam this morning. I want to say I did a Valve hardware survey within the past few weeks, though. I would not expect that they roll it out to everyone at the same time. Okay, so next I need 484, 590. Oh, hello. This one corner right here. So much redstone. There we go. So I'm pretty sure that's not useful. Haven't you done this before? If you've been on Steam for the past, I don't know, 15 plus years, they do that every so often. I think they do it once a year. Does this mean you haven't been on Steam for a long time before? So this one I'll probably just fill back in. Except now I'm out of stone. Alright, well either way, did I already do 592? I also feel like it's nighttime. How long have you been on your current computer? Oh wait, where's the exit? This way. Nighttime is here. Time to catch some Z's. It's probably why. It's probably Steam didn't care about your previous one. And if they only do it once a year, there you go. Burn! Cha. Speed this up. Oh, that's clever. They know how to path over the lamps. They view the lamps as a valid path over the rails. Got it for Christmas, didn't use it for a couple of days. I'm not like that. Alright, so those are taken care of, because I already had those going. So this is where I unintentionally got rid of that. Jibu. Alright, there we go. So who's next? So those are taken care of. Let me just pass by this guy real fast. Do you have anything good? No, you don't. Alright, so I need... Oh yeah, this was already filled in. Whoop. And then same thing for you. Alright, so those are good. Yeah, I realize I totally forgot to do all this. So this one is 467, 586. So I think I can get rid of all of this for now. Oops, I wrote the wrong number. It's 467, not 468. Alright, so this one is 455, 586. 458, 586. Alright, so all of those are grouped together. And now these are as well. Alright, let's get all this stuff on. In fact, before I do this real fast, let me make sure that I have skylight access, because I'll need to put down the torch. Oh, I already opened this up. I'll get the cobblestone down there soon. Howdy, howdy. Welcome back. Alright, back down we go. You finally saw the Minecraft movie. Sorry, you finally saw a Minecraft movie. Hooray. How are you feeling about it now that you have seen it? Which reminds me, I still need to place the order for the steelbook, the 4K steelbook. I haven't done so yet. It's on my wish list. Thankfully, it says it's coming out in June. I wonder, because originally it was going to come out in May, the middle of May, like this week or next week. And then they said coming soon, and then they said coming out June. I wonder if they're gonna include the Block Party edition on there. I think that'd be kind of funny. Because I did not watch that. I want to though. And so if that was included as a extra feature, that would bring me joy. Alright, so 455, 586. I need now 458. There's that one. Start placing this stone that's been cobbled down. $461. Oh wait, 467. Oops, that was right here. Let's just fill that in real fast, because I goofed. Alright, there we go. So that's all taken care of. Now I need 485. No, sorry, 592. Hello, water. How's it going? So the next is 461. Oh wait, this is 592. Oop. Oh, little dirt. You gotta come down here. I need you. So let me clean all those coordinates since I think I've taken care of them now. You know, I really need some tunnel that goes all the way around. So this is at Y level 31. We're gonna dig a tunnel real fast. Over on this side. Because I want an easy access point to 31 over here. Oopsies. Oh, hello. We'll go with you. Well, there we go. Wish granted. That way I don't have to keep running all the way around. I can just take the shortcut since it's right there. But now, we have dirt to pick up and torches to place down. I didn't fix that light yet. Oops, that's supposed to be cobblestone. Alright, cool. We're all set over here. So now, I'll need to write down this point, I think. Unless this is where the tunnel was. You know, I don't remember. We're going to write both of these down. So this one is 584. The farthest corner. And then the other light. Alright. Next. Oh wait, hold up. I do need to go down here. I really should turn that into a proper staircase. If I just put down a couple cobblestone stair blocks, that would be suitable. Yeah, I want to take a quick peek, because I was right. Stone did fall. I was thinking about it, and I realized I didn't pick that back up. No blocks left behind. Usually. Alright, which part? Nope, it's not this way. Because I have to be on the other side of the water. Hold on. Now it's starting to get a little complicated. Alright, so the primary tunnel, I believe, is this one, right? This one's 485, so I guess we'll go here. So this is oops, that's 486. So 485, 584. What? Oh wait, is that where the corner is? Hold on. There's also a cave I need to light up. There are so many little caves around here that I never knew. Because they just don't connect to anything. Oops. I think I see spiders. I see a spider. We'll see how things are going in October. Remind me before Halloween. What day of the year does Halloween fall on again? What? 45, 581. Oh, oops. I was close. Had to be over here. Alright, so I was looking at the wrong numbers. That's okay, no problem. Alright, so I need to go. And there's another cave. Hello. So 485, 581 is the farthest point. So we're looking at 489. Oh wait, this is 489. 489, 581. 2, 3. Oop. Hold up. $584. Hello. Ah, come on, dirt. Get down here. Hold on, gotta go save the dirt. I don't have to, but I choose to. Oopsies. And this has just become a big mess. Alright, one step at a time. I can fix this under general circumstances. Alright, let's go catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, and we'll go from there. Nom 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 nom. I broke more dirt to save the dirt, and I figured it's not worth putting the dirt. I kept not worth putting the dirt back in the event that I require the space again in the future, such as when I lay down the redstone wire. I did see that you said Friday. Yeah, these lights have to be next. Huzzah! Spider, that's a problem. This darkness I'll have to take care of, but that requires placing down more lamps that I have not yet done so. Oops. I thought there we go. Alright, cool. So now all the lamps over here are nice and thoroughly taken care of. Is this area going to be too dark, though? Probably not. Not once I get that light going. And while we're here, you know what? Hold on. What is it on the inside? This doesn't get any lower than 10. Cool. So we're going to move the bed there. Respawn point set. Alright, so you, sir, are next. So this one, you know, if I'm working from this side, this one. Y'all remember when the landing particles used to create these rings? I like that much more than when the landing particles go in random directions. It was so cool when I was watching snapshots for 1.7 demonstrating the new features. And I should say people making videos in the 1.7 snapshots. And they would fall from a big height and boom, you'd see this big circle of particles on the ground. I thought that looked so cool. And I like it much more than what we got in 1.8 where they started going in random directions. And I don't even think they go as far. I'm sad that they nerfed it in the next major update because I thought the original effect looked really cool. What do you mean by tool animations? You talking the regular swinging animations? Alright, so we're looking at... This is 606. 464 is this way. Oops. The swinging animations never changed here on Java. They changed a few times on Legacy Console. At least for... Oops, there's one lamp. At least they changed for the 360 edition. And then, other than that, the only times there was some sort of effect that was different on there was... Oh no, is this where the thingy is? Hold up. 1.9 slightly modified it, just because of the cooldown. Oh boy, hold on. Let me fill all this in real fast. What? Why can I not? I thought I got rid of you. I'm also running out of oxygen. Boop. Whatever changes you're referring to, I'm not at all familiar with. This one has to be fortune. Where are we going? So 601, 463. Peekaboo, I see you. But that's okay. This is right where you need to be. Just means I have to... That's probably okay, as long as I didn't just get rid of my access point down here. It doesn't swing fully. I'd have to see it for myself to make the comparison. Because one thing they also for sure changed in 1.9 was the hand, because you could see, you just go boop. I should say you just go boop. And this is so unsatisfactory. This is nice. This is not. It's just a little jupe. Howdy howdy, things are going the same on this casual Wednesday. I don't think I put the thingy for you. Alright, hold up. One step at a time. It very well could be different by the time 1.21.4 rolls around. Maybe they changed it in 1.16 when it started having uses other than tilling ground. Well, I'm not doing bad at the moment. I view that as a positive. And I think I'm going to need another lamp over here. I didn't think about that. I need to make sure that this corner is filled in fully. Oops. Alright, so 4 lamp. 1, 2, 3, 4 lamp. In fact, how about I do this? There we go. Should have done that before. That way, I just have to dig up to the cobblestone. Wow, what a concept. Alright, so now where is this one located? Alright, numbers written down. This cave used to be so wide, and now it's been reduced to just a singular opening point. Alright, anyways, with all that taken care of, let's go back this way. So 591 is right here. And so 449 is this way. Sorry, Torch, didn't mean to do that to you. Ta-da! There we go. This way I don't have to run all the way back around and dig the hole underneath the lamp. And then put the torch down. I wonder what the tunnels down here are currently looking like. I feel like all this digging around trying to get the areas open for the redstone for all of these, I feel like it's gotten rather chaotic down there. And buddy, you're kind of in the way. I need to be in this area. Acha! One of them fell off. Remember when slimes couldn't swim? Those were the days. I say those were the days, but I'm pretty sure that was fixed here in part 4. Boop. You know, I don't remember what version. It might have been 1.7 or so that they finally fixed slimes in water. It wasn't 1.4. 1.4 was when it became a big problem, though, because slime started spawning in swamps at surface level. And so, because of all the water in the swamps, the slimes would frequently get stuck in water. And then, given enough time, there would not be any more slimes. Oops. Why is this? Why is that not dirt? Oh wait, don't I? Aha! That was right. I knew that needed to be fixed. Anyways, irrelevant. So, over here, I need to place down the lights in a pattern that'll make sure that all of this stays nice and bright. And if I biased it towards the right instead of left, 3. Alright, let's see how... You know what, yeah, keep that there. Except I'll put that torch. Okay, I'm still gonna need to make sure that I have a lamp on this side. I can put it there. Oh, this is still light level of 7 right at the front door. I'd have to squish these inward a block. So instead of 4, make it 3. This is still 7. How's the light not reaching from here? You know what I could do? I could move these back. Or in fact, I could spread them over 1 more. And then just have a different pair of lights right here. I'll also get rid of that real fast. So, what I think I'll do... I'll probably just pop the lights right here. Oh wait, hold on. This is supposed to be above ground. Oh, you know what? Hold up. We're gonna ignore that redstone for the time being. And just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll figure that out once I'm down there. There we go. But before we keep going, let's reset the weather timer. And I think we're also going to need to put a lamp right here. What level is this? This is 8. Oh, nope, this is 7. Can't have that. And you don't want to put down extra lamps. Oh, wait, you know what I could do? I could move this over 1. Because if I put the lamp there, that way it'll be in line with that one. Look ever so slightly nicer. And that's still light level of 8. Alright, cool. It was so much easier when I just had a bunch of torches everywhere. Now I am applying logic and distance theory to this. Alright, so what's the most opportune axis to do this? I'm pretty sure this one. If I were to put a lamp, let's say here, I could probably keep running the wire along this point, depending on how far down it goes. But good question, how far down does this go? This is 31 right here. Maybe not, I might have to move it over then. Did I make a comment about the cave saying how that's not uncommon in 1.18 plus? Sometimes I think stuff in my head and then I don't say them. Sometimes I say something and don't think I say something. Well, there you go. That was the thought I had. That I did not verbalize. Alright, so that's all good. So now I could space these 9 blocks apart, I think. Maybe I'll only do 8. Okay, yeah, that's light level of 8, so we'll be fine. Are we looking over here? Don't know how I'll do the lighting on this side, but one step at a time means we're going to take care of all this first. And then this corner over here needs to be lit up. I think I'll just put it there. Oop, that's level 8. Alright, so this side's all taken care of. And then over here, what I might be able to do is, I might be able to put lamps inside of here. If I put the lamps not too far apart, is that's a wall, peekaboo. So if I just did a lamp there, and then if I were to go over here, put another lamp there, I'll figure out the lighting on the inside, but one thing at a time. 9 blocks, which means I have an exact midpoint of right here. So with all of these on, how far does the light go? I feel like at this point, some of these lights should just be a part of what I have inside the building itself, and not part of the local area, the local pathway. Goes down to level 8. I think that's close enough. So yeah, I can keep those lamps there as long as they stay nice and bright. So let's get rid of these before I forget. How many days have I been working on these lights now? Is this day 4 or day 3? I haven't... I don't know what version I last played on my primary creative world. Flying up and down always felt fine, other than it being a little slow. I think I can probably get rid of all of these. Because what I think I'll do is I'll leave the pathway lights as part of the pathway lights. You know what? This one. This one here I'll also extend from the pathway. Alright, so... do I want it to be part of the pathway? Because these two up front, and then all of these over here, I want to be the outside lights. Which I'm thinking of putting another lever over here. In fact, how about I do that? Straight across, 1 block from the corner. Oh, here, how about I just measure from this side? 2 blocks outside. Alright, so I'll get this power plus something else, and then I'll take care of all these lights. So these two, I put the torch there already, right? Yes, okay, so that's why those are on. Maybe I am done with the pathway lights. If I just use all of those for the outside. And that means I'll also need lights over here. So how's this looking? 1 block away. So I guess from this corner, it's 1 block. Let's try not to fall off. Oh wait, which corner? I thought you had a mod you were working on in the past that was just a collection of random ideas. Why not do the same? Your mod, your ideas. I Okay, 508. That's a problem, because the next torch is supposed to go there. You know what you could do? You could do what good mod developers do. Port it to new versions. That'd be a learning process. How to update mod. Alright, so 1, 7. That one's probably gonna have to move. There. Alright, you are for sure staying there. So then let me get rid of these 2 torches real fast, because I'll need to figure out midpoints, optimal spacing, and whatever. But before we do all that, this is the part where I have to get the tunnel sorted from this point. Oh, you know what I never did? I never did the pathway on this side. I think I want to get the lights in first before doing the pathway. Alright, well, either way, I need this one, and I need power level 1. But I'm currently wondering if it would just be easier to acquire level 1 from below. Alright, well, one thing at a time. Wait, hold on, don't I have a wire running right here? Oh my gosh. I forgot, this is for the dam lights over there. I really could just not have another lever. Instead of dam lights, call them outside lights, and then just steal the whole wire. Alright, well, there we go. That now is going to control every outside light, because having 2 separate wires is something I don't want to deal with. So, what we're going to do instead is, it's right on top of the wire. How did that happen? So what we're going to do is, we're going to figure this out. But this makes things easier, because now all I have to do is get the signal up a couple blocks. And I did not get rid of that. Oops. All I have to do is get the signal up a couple blocks to power the lamp. And then we celebrate. Good times come on. Same thing with this one. I don't know about this wire, because I wonder... Oh, you know what? This works out well, because then I just have to have this signal powering this one. Whoa, magical. I already have the cobblestone down there. It's turning nighttime. I should probably move the bed over here. Oh yeah, I'll also need to hook up these lights. I'm gonna do that from the inside. It also makes me wonder, though. How's this looking? The urge to go pick up the cobblestone. We'll just get rid of that. You know what? Here, we'll go down here. That's not cobblestone, that's dirt. Dirt is what fell. I know my Minecraft blocks. Usually. Howdy, potato, welcome back. And I don't think I have an access point anymore. I forgot that staircase is no longer functional. Oh yeah, while I'm down here, where did this dirt come from? Did I used to have something up here? I don't know, but that's not blocking any signal, so we're just gonna say goodbye. So yeah, all these lights, I just have to get powered. Can't be too bad, right? In fact, I think I know how I'm gonna do it. Let me just make sure that this doesn't connect anything. Because as long as all of these 3 lamps are separate from the signals, then all I have to do is just put another block underneath them. And so then that block underneath will have another torch. And then if I need to negate the signal at any other point somewhere along the wire, I can do that. I know I'm in the process of replacing torches with lamps, but we're going to leave these here for now. I will slowly move on. I hear your slime. I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to ignore you. I'm in bed. You can't hurt me. Alright, where is he? Oh, he's down there. I'm going to keep ignoring him. One day, perhaps you'll have the motivation to get back to it. I find coding fun, even though it requires a lot of logical thinking. Alright, so for this wire, how about I start at the beginning? So that, I think, is around here. I had a staircase somewhere. Oh wait, I can't steal from that wire. I have to steal from this wire because this is the proper output. I have no idea if I'll be able to do this. I don't know if I can have that lamp there. I might have one sheet lamp and just put this powered from the torch, even though technically this does not acknowledge whether or not it's receiving power. Maybe this will be my emergency light. Maybe that's what I'll do with it. Because all I would have to do to power it is... It's a good question. I would just have to take from that signal, right? Do. Let me open this up real fast. Let me play that sound effect. FBI, open up! So what I could do that will not interfere with other wires. What I might be able to do is, if I put that there, I can have dust on top. In fact, here, let me put away the dirt temporarily. When you say an unlocked element, what are you referring to? Is that M creator terminology? When the source code is unlocked? I'll just say okay, because I understand source code. The only thing I can see locked versus unlocked being editable and uneditable. I should say editable versus read-only. And I'm already encountering a problem with this particular lamp because of that wire there. That wire cannot move. I don't think. No, it can move. Which I'm probably going to do. Because otherwise... Oh, you know what? I don't think it has to, because I can do that. Just make this staircase of torches just to get the signal away. Oh, that's what you're talking about. So viewing code versus not viewing it. I understand. Hello. Goodbye. Alright, so there's one. People like counting on their fingers. Therefore, base 10. I don't know if that's the origin. Don't quote me on that. Alright, so that's all that. I'll figure out if I need to flip any of these later. But what I could do now, I'd have to run a repeater because I can't use dust. If I use dust, it's going to end up creating a loop. That's not what I want. I don't even know where I'm supposed to pull the signal from. Somewhere off in this direction. I think behind that wall. I just don't know where exactly. I haven't gotten that far. I was trying to figure out how I'm supposed to get that signal away from all the other wires around here. This is the definition of spaghetti code. Because this is an absolute mess. But as long as I could just follow the wires. Oops. Let me see if I can. That's right, I don't have my exit point over here. I have to exit out of this area. Oh wait, do I even have a way to exit out of here? I hear you, slime. Let's just ignore him for now. You know what? Here's what I think. Oh, there's another lamp right here. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I could have another cheat system and just ignore that one. Just put another torch underneath. Call it another emergency light. Otherwise, this signal right here, I would have to move. I don't know how far it can move because this right here, this is already another wire. This is like rewriting code. Alright, one thing at a time. Let me move forth out of here, clean up my inventory space, since it turns out I have a lot of digging I'm about to need to do. Alright, here's the one that's bothering me. Oh, he already moved away. He knew I was coming out. He ran for his life. Slimes don't run, they don't have legs. He bounced for his life. Let me clean that up real fast, make me feel ever so slightly better. Even though this chunk border does indeed feel slightly artificial. That's okay, it's because it is. Logically based H should be functional. I would expect any power of 2 to work based on how many you allocate, how many bits allocated each. The next place is always 10 because we define 0 as the first and 1 is the next digit. 1 comes after 0. Alright, let me put away a lot of this cobblestone. I don't think I need this much. Hopefully. Yeah, spider eyes, strings. Oh wait. I think I'm also good on most of this gravel. Mob drops this way, so let me toss the string. I'm slowly getting my string up, even though I really don't remember what I spent it on. I want to say wool, but I don't remember. I'm also getting hungry. I think it would be wise to stock up on food after this. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's clear out all this spider eyes I don't want. And I forgot I had this iron ore on me. Oops. Not to mention the 1 block of smooth stone. That's taking up space. That doesn't need to be. Howdy, howdy to you as well. I would say lag spike, but nope, that's just me walking across a chunk border. We start at 0 because we represent nothing. No value. False. Lack of a value. When you represent something that has no value, you use 0. Then you add on to that. You start with the addition of value, which is your 1. Respawn point set. I don't want to go all the way over there because I know I have a bunch of dark areas with all the missing torches. So I want to sleep over here. Come on, Zelamoon, where are you? There we go. I think it's a small Zelamoon. I don't know what moon phase we're on. I don't know what moon phase Minecraft starts on, truth be told, but you could do the math backwards based on how many days 8 moon phases, and then add what starting phase you're on. Alright, moving forward. When you say the AI, which one? These days, there's a lot of AI going around. I don't know which one you were referring to. That's where the first bit comes in, the sign bit stating whether or not it's positive or negative. Well, when it's used that way, I should say. Otherwise, if it's unsigned, then it would be all 32. All of them. You say all of them. I'm gonna need a list. I like my tangible evidence. Yeah, let me just clean all this up real fast. Move all this dirty cobblestone out of the way. It would be kind of funny if I were to ever rename dirt to dirty cobblestone, because I call it cobblestone that one time. That one time being, 20 minutes ago. Yeah, there you go. Signed versus unsigned. Yeah, otherwise, if the value is unsigned, then it won't roll into negative. It'll just go back to the starting position. Or it'll just max out and not advance further. That's the technical level I'm not familiar with. Assuming if the first one gets flipped all the way back, if there's already a 1, the first bit is already a 1, and you say, hey, I'm going to add more, I would flip that back to 0, and then everything else would get flipped as well. Here's a question for you. Why spend so much time talking to AI? Yeah, this wire is not in a good area. But I might be able to slide it over to this side. Let me get rid of all this real fast. So I have to keep that wire there. But I am able to run it along this side. Oopsies. So now if I say farewell to you, how does this do the system? Because now this isn't going to reach anymore. Thankfully, I don't have to spread it too far. There you go, that did not mess up the system. All of these models are going to outlive a lot of stuff so long as the hardware they run on is still existing. Let's just say, you know, war number 3 goes on. Everyone goes boom. We lose out on all the hardware. Surprise, no more AI. Let's see. Signed bit. Let's see. I believe so. Because 15. I'd have. This is something I'd have to see. I'd have to see the ones and zeros in front of me, and then physically count. We're also going to temporarily get rid of that. Oh no, we can't get rid of that. Oops. Well, I guess yeah, I can. I can just do that. Well, then that doesn't help me because the point of this was to jump out of here. I don't know where you got 16 from. Were you only looking at 4 bits instead of 8? Alright, so with this wire going all the way forward, this gives me space to get rid of that line right there. So with that line gone, I am now more likely to be able to power that one and this one. I want to say we use hexadecimal to represent more values. Us as humans use base 10. We might as well use base 10 plus 6. Human readability, perhaps. Hold on. How do I get back there? Alright, so... Oh, you know what? I know what I could do. I could put the repeater there. Aha! There we go. Now I can jump out of this. Alright, so that's the line there. This one should be easy to power. Let me just clean all this up real fast. Hello. So this is where we drop the cobble, put the torch. I'm gonna have to negate that though. Alright, simple. Put another torch. Put the dust. There we go, hooray! That's the first light that's controlled by the switch. There we go, cool. I don't know why you're trying to figure this out. I don't know why you started talking about hexadecimal bits, bytes, all this fun stuff, signed and unsigned values. Alright, so the best thing I'm supposed to do is pull from this wire and bring it all the way back here. I don't think that's going to happen. So what we are going to do, we're just going to put that torch there. The only problem is I need that to be backward. I can't put that. I can't put a torch there. I don't know if this is possible. Unless, can I? I could do that, but I would now need to forcefully power the lamp. To forcefully power the lamp, I would have to do. Howdy, Koski, welcome back. Because I can kind of steal that power. Or I guess that doesn't even need to be a lamp. Because I could just put that block there. And so now I just need... Doo-doo-ba-doop. Because I could separate these. As if I were to desire... Decisions, decisions, decisions. Because otherwise, no other block around here am I able. Unless, if I were to say... Just put that there. Well, then I'd still have to put a full block up top. And I don't want to put blocks up top, because then I'm blocking the light. The point of this is to not block light. Not's not thinking far enough in the future was expecting all of Minecraft's blocks to fit within a byte. That's when data values became useful. However, though, that still had its own limitations. Come on, ice turn red. You can go to bed. Where's the Zella Moon? That's slowly coming up. I feel like colored bricks would be a nice addition. One day, perhaps. Alright, anyways, not important. So, I'm looking for... Well, no, colored bricks are important, because I think it would provide more incentive for me to use bricks. But other than that, I'm still trying to figure out if this is at all possible to get that lamp going, because otherwise... I don't know if there's a solution to this other than this particular torch does not have to be there. As long as that signal, the negated signal from that torch makes it to this torch. That's all I have to do. Or, in fact, maybe I don't even need to do that, because what if I just used... Hold on, have I been overcomplicating this the whole time? What if this isn't even a torch? What if I just take the signal directly from here and then just ran it all the way down to this right here? I don't know if I can, because I would need to use a repeater. Oops, hold up, I have to get rid of that real fast. No, I think this still has to be flipped. Okay, yeah, I have to flip that. Just kidding. Okay, I'm close, but that means I just turn that into a torch instead. There we go. I think. So that way, that cuts out 2 of the torches there. So now I have all this space, which means... If I just put block, block, repeater. Ta-da! Not the best solution, and I don't particularly like this block here. In fact, here, let me replace it with stone, make it look ever so slightly nicer. There we go. Okay, so now this still functions as intended using that light. Okay. I thought way too hard about that, but I figured out a solution that's not the worst. Because I figured, well, if I'm flipping it twice, I could just cut out both torches, and then the signal is still the same polarity. Anyways, with all that now taken care of, I cannot put a block there because then that torch will be powered that block. That's not what I want. So technically, this line, or I should say this lamp, that line, is not taken into account. How about we simplify this even more? I don't need you. I just have to put dust there. Are the hypothetical Minecraft ID conclusions what you've shared before? Or I don't know if you've changed anything since the last time we talked about it. And I forgot that's not my exit point anymore. I also don't remember if you wrote down all the changes in a tangible place for quick reference. Oopsies. I'm okay, said Captain Man. Wait, does that mean technically this is sort of like becoming densitized? I never thought of that. Huh. That's a way to look at it. Okay, well, anyways, back to this. So we're going to ignore that one, even though that's technically cheating. Oh well, I'm not going to do anything about it. So then this torch over here, I might be able to move this line. Because I'm pretty sure that this wire is if I have power of 1. Which one's more valuable to you, the tree or the colored bricks? Alright, so this wire might be able to move. Because what I can do is I could do that there. I can... I could put a repeater there, that way the torch doesn't do anything. So that way, that's all. Oh, no, that's not going to work, because... Oh, boy. Decisions, decisions, decisions. There's a solution here, because if I were to use a repeater, that's going to directly power this. That's not what I want. If I put a torch underneath, that's going to power this as well. That's not what I want either. I think I'm going to have to move the wire. I might... No, I don't think I can move the wire. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I can't put dust connecting this block. There is no space. Because if I put the dust here, that torch is going to interact with it. If I put the dust here, that's going to interact with it. That's not what I want. So, unless... No, that still won't work. Unless... Hold on. What I can do... That's a repeater there, right? What I could do is just turn that into a repeater. Boom. Magical. Oh, wait, hold on. Keep that as a repeater. That has to stay a repeater or else it interacts. Okay, so that adds a little more delay here, but that's all right. But now that's not going to interact with that. So this particular signal I can pull from way over here if I steal it from probably somewhere off in this direction. Maybe? I don't know. I might not have the space for this. What if I went down? There's not a lot of space down here either. I'd have to run the signal like through this wall and then have it pop out around here. Alright, well here. Let's go try that, shall we? So if I got rid of you, and I want my staircase still. So let's just open that up real fast. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this signal and have it be down here. So then that way, my one emergency lamp is this one, but I'll still be able to pull the proper signal from over there. So the question is, over in this direction, where does it go? Oh wait, that's not gonna work. Unless, hold up. I could put that block there. If that becomes a torch, that powers that. And then I just need to make sure that I have another block, like, there. There we go. Okay, so now, this is so complicated. Yeah. Alright, so now I can have this signal run about here, I think. Yeah, directly underneath that. I wonder if this is what the Bedrock code base looks like. Bedrock Edition's code base. Alright, so with that being there, what level is this? This is on 34. That's 465, 464, or 564. Alright, so 34, 564. That's where I have to be. Or sorry, 574. I did say 34, right? Mojang wasn't thinking about future-proofing the block IDs at that time. I guess, yeah, 34, 574. 34, 574. That's indeed where I'm at. There it is. I should have just kept going a couple more blocks. Alright, cool. So now that's all thoroughly expanded upon. But the question is, do I have to flip this? Because I don't know. That's currently on because that turns that torch off, which makes sure that this torch is on. Cool. Let me verify real fast that what I did is an actual solution. And we're going to verify that by filling all this in real fast. That's why I have so much dirt on me right now. Alright, so this torch, this lamp, that lamp, and the other lamp over there should all be toggleable now. Off, off, off. Hooray! And so if I turn that one off, I don't know what that did. Well, those are the local lights, oops. That's not what I wanted. Keep that off. We're going to start powering this down real fast. It's probably a terrible idea, it's nighttime. In fact, yeah, we're going to leave level 1 on. Let me just go catch some Z's real fast. If you don't feel like having a 7th tree, feel free to not add a 7th tree and instead focus on more unique block types. Or those colored bricks. Alright, so now we press the last button. Boop. This is the big bad one, because now this is when everything else turns off. Logically. Alright, so now the only one of these that are able to turn on is this one. And that's because I physically don't think I have a way to turn off that one lamp using the signal over here. Alright, well anyways, let's start powering everything back up again. So now that should turn on the outside lights. Cool. Hold on, that turned off the lights over there, right? Did I and that properly? Yes, I did. Alright, cool. that's on. Oops. There you go. Now the local lights are on. Alright, cool. Everything's back on again. Wonder how many bad guys spawned during that. Wow, 20 minutes left. Of course, of course. Alright, so with all that taken care of, now I can start filling in this side. Howdy, howdy, Tommy. Welcome back. I think. Pretty sure we've been here before. Alright, so I still have to figure out those lights, and we'll probably do that next, now that I have this particular wire over here. Oh, in fact, hold on. It's a new profile picture, though, right? Unless that's the same one and I just wasn't paying attention last time. Yeah, this can stay mostly filled in. Hairy old picture? You didn't change it? For some reason, I guess I just didn't recognize. Alright, so this particular wire, this is what I need. No, that's not what I need. It's down here. This is the wire I need. Who uses Frostwalker? That's a good question. You could probably look on Reddit. Yeah. I don't know where else you would find an easy way to see how many people like Frostwalker. I'm a Depth Strider person, like the average people who uses enchanted boots. So now I just have to get this signal down there. You know, maybe it won't be as bad as I thought, because if I do indeed just put that there, have the torch on top, what I could do now, let's pick all this up. Is it possible to have all the different ice blocks into just one? Because you got ice, blue ice, packed ice. I should say ice, packed ice, blue ice, and frosted ice. Then can't you just have that be the different values? So what I can do now, I'll have to use a repeater here to make sure the signal goes through. They have different functionality. Here's a question. No, never mind. My question was answered. I was going to say, what about wood slabs? But then I thought about it. The proper wooden slab, all those IDs are different slabs. They're different wood slabs, I should say. Alright, so now... Oh, this is nice, because now I just have to run the signal along the backside here. Cool. Alright, so we're looking at different appearance and recipe, so that's where it's limited to. Appearance and recipe. Sounds like they should have expanded that. Like I say, I need to make sure that... How many torches are there? 2 torches. So I just have to turn off 2 of these. Oh, in fact, I might be able to do that. If I got rid of this torch, I could just put another repeater on top. Oh wait, I don't need to put a decisions. No, I think this will be fine. Yeah, we're gonna keep that as a repeater. Might as well continue the signal. Alright, so with that taken care of, now I have to be all the way on this side. Anyway, sorry, let me read back to what you were saying. So, it's totally possible to edit 14808 worlds. You just have to make sure that if you use an omen that everything saves correctly. Save your progress. Okay, so bump, oopsies. Bump that one up. Get rid of that. Block, block. Hooray, the signal reaches. It's all powered by that one repeater. Good job. Yeah, another thing, make sure to back up your stuff when editing. I want to say that's the #1 step. I put that as the #1 step every time. Alright, cool. Drop a torch. I'll drop 2 torches. I'll put one here and then another one on the other side. There we go. Alright, I feel better. Alright, I think now we're all set. Let me verify that all of those lights are properly connected. Oops, I keep forgetting that's not a staircase anymore. Oh wait, did I just block off my exit? I don't know if I can reach the door anymore. Oh no, I still can. Cool. I'm pretty sure that's why Notch only used 16 colors. Because of the one ID. Sorry, the one ID with the data values. Alright, so yeah, those are the lights. Let me just flip those off real fast. Outside lights go click, as I didn't mean to shut that door. Alright, there we go. All 3 of those are now off. Cool. Alright, so next, I need to get the signal all the way along here. Can I still walk around down here, or did I get rid of that? That has to stay there. But that can go. Alright, cool. And this is where the comes in play. Yeah, let's drop this down real fast. Oops. Alright, so now I just have to power that in order to make sure that that is powered. Yeah, because I already have that lamp there, that lamp here. Isn't there another one? Yeah, I need to make sure that all 3 of these are powered. And I think I can do that by running the signal straight through 2 torches. So we'll start here. So I have 1 torch on top, another torch here. So then what I have to do is use the repeater. And in fact, we're also gonna remove a lot of this because I'm gonna need another repeater right there. So now this signal keeps going. And so, good thing for me, there's another lamp right here. So 1 torch, another torch. Run the signal straight through. Let me grab my dirt, fill that in real fast. So we're gonna head up top and put down another torch. I didn't miss any, right? I did. I didn't do anything about these 2. Oops. Okay, well, one thing at a time. So now let me find my bed. I need to catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. That says we have 10 minutes left. Which means it's going to be about nighttime at the end of the stream. Alright, so now, how would I move this inside if I keep working in this area? Oop, forgot about these. Alright, so this one, straight across and then 3-block gap. Okay, so that should be something similar, I believe. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna write down where. Alright, cool. All nice and taken care of. So now, I know where I need to be. Let me get rid of that real fast. I'll probably end up doing something similar in the regular area. Have the wire go straight through with the repeaters and torch towers, I should say. Alright, so now this goes all the way to here. This one's taken care of. Let me open this up real fast. I'm not pressing the button this time, I don't feel like it. Oop, hello repeater. No need to be so concerned. Alright, then last one, right here. In fact, let me just clean this up real fast, make me feel a little bit better. So now, I have all this space. It's a lot of information because there's a lot to do with block IDs. That could be done with block IDs. So then that has to be a repeater. Oh no! I forgot one. Cat's getting sick is not fun. Thankfully he's still alive, though. You don't see me, slime, I'm not here. I think I did it, though. I think all of this is now nice and thoroughly taken care of. Oh yeah, now I can verify just how dark it gets over here. Light level of 8, we're in the clear. And then up there it's only 9. Hooray, I'm making good progress. And I don't... Oh wait. Well, respawn point set. Alright, so now, with all that taken care of, slide that back over. Alright, well, we're getting there. But the question is, how far this way do I want to take care of with the lights? Let me see where we're currently at. Looks like it only goes to 8, so I think this is where I set this for now. And then I'll figure out where to go in the future. Hopefully I'll remember that this is where the access point is. If I ever place down any more lights, a part of the local lighting. Because now, if I flip that, all the lights right around here are now turned off. And across the dam. And the 3 down there as well. Hooray! I pressed F4. Is that everything on OBS? Nope, that's nothing on OBS. We passed day 6,101. I didn't realize that. Okay, well, anyways, so now with that taken care of, I'm gonna pause the expansion here and probably start thinking about this backward. Because if I end up doing the torch towers, I'm gonna have to make these lines next to it. Day what? 6,101. I said that correctly, right? Hold on, this is kind of bothering me. What do you mean by wow? I've been working on this world for 4.5 years, or 3.5 years. Day 5,000 is definitely not going to be part 4. I don't even know how much physical time I'd have to spend between now and August to get to day 1,000 by the time part 4 ends. We're looking at either part 5 or part 6 to get there. I can't even remember what day we started part 4 on. Hold on, this is kind of bothering me. And I also kind of don't want to go back down into the line, back down to the redstone lines with only 3 minutes left. Several months in 14A08. How long do you plan on spending in there? Are you a big fan of 14A? Me personally, I like 15A more. I'm not a fan of the 14A textures for gravel. Sand is alright. It's just a darker version of what we ended up with. Remember when slimes wouldn't split into smaller versions unless you damage them with exactly enough health? Old bug. When you say how many days is it actually on here, if you're talking about real life days, convert 6,101 to whatever real life days that is. You say I looked into this and I see a lot of words. And I think to myself, it's all this information. But then again, it's not looking into the same as gathering information. I've already counted the days before the day and night cycle. This is mostly accurate to the age of the world. I say mostly because I had to make some estimations, but it's still extra time. Minecraft keeps track of the real world amount of ticks that have passed separately from the in-game time. I don't know what the in-game difference is. I'd have to look, but that I should say that counter ignores sleeping to give the true age of the world. And not just how many days with all the nights that you skipped. Well, I'm gonna clean up my inventory real fast. I'm not talking about versions before. I already finished my thought about that. Where we're at. But yeah, if you do indeed have final thoughts, start saving them now as we run back to the museum, so that way I can put away this coal. And then go from there. All the ores require different tools and require have different mine speeds. Plus there's redstone ore when it lights up. you'd have to have additional support for whatever you're doing on there. Yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow is regular Thursday, I anticipate. We'll keep working on the redstone lights, which ended up taking far longer than what I anticipated. Yeah, I believe that's indeed all it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye.